Hey, this is Boomy.
And this is Segan, and today's Hero Spotlight is a legendary character whose story has been translated over 600 times and has inspired adaptations from Neil Gaiman and Michael Crichton. His epic poem has influenced countless stories such as Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, and even a CGI film.
That's right. We're talking about the ill-tempered, the fearless, the slayer, the legendary king of the geeks, Beowulf!
Yep, that guy.
Beowulf is a melee hero with 17 health. Come on, if you're going to be going up against monsters and dragons, you gotta be able to take a beating. And Beowulf can, and he gets angry when he does. Like me stubbing my toe on my freaking bedpost for the 20th time. What's a special ability, Segan?
Well, basically, Boomy, his special ability is he gets really angry a lot. So he's going to start the game with 1 rage. You have a maximum of 3 rage. Whenever you take damage, you're going to gain a rage. And that damage can be from anyone. It doesn't just have to be your opponent. It can be from Wiggloff, it can be from yourself, it can be whomever, just any damage. You're going to gain a rage. And then you're going to use that rage to wreak havoc upon your opponents.
His melee sidekick, his Wiggloff, with a tanky 9 health. This heavily armored geek that never strayed from Beowulf's side is going to be helpful within your fight. And I think it's his cousin, too. Hey, are they fast?
They're not fast. And yeah, sometimes you just have to bring the family along whether you want to or not. And in this case, both of these guys are just going to lumber along at 2 movement speed. So let's take a look at the deck. Beowulf has 30 cards total. Now this is going to break down to 9 versatile cards, 11 attack cards, 3 defense cards, and 7 scheme cards.
Yeah, Wiggloff has access to 13 cards in his deck, with only 2 Wiggloff-specific attacks and 2 schemes, and with only access to 6 versatile cards. Not many defenses there. Be prepared for Wiggloff to make an early sacrifice for his king.
So yeah, here's another deck, Boomy, where we only have 1 distinct defense card, 3 copies of it, which kind of makes sense for Beowulf when you consider the dude went in to fight Grendel with, nothing on.
Yeah, he went in his birthday suit. Welcome back to Unmatched University. This is your professor, Boomy. And for your first lesson today on Beowulf, we have to look at rage management. Beowulf starts the game with 1 rage, but can have a maximum of 3 rage total throughout the game. And starting with 1 rage gives you a bit of a head start, since no matter how much damage you're taking, you're only gaining 1 rage. So try to make sure you have at least 2 rage on your opponent's turn to deceive them into thinking you have that equal of Grendel in your hand, to avoid them hitting you with a very massive attack on their turn. Also avoid using all of your rage with Ancient Heirloom unless you feel like that you can deal at least 3 damage to your opponent when you actually use your rage to boost it and also increase its value. You want to have at least 1 rage to have on your person, just in case you need to use War King on defense to get it up to a 3, or even to use Golden Drinking Horn to draw cards, heal, or move around the board. Now, moving on to the second lesson, defensive maneuvers. Beowulf has access to only 12 defense cards, which means you're going to take a lot of damage. So try to prepare for big attacks by using Skirmish or big effects with Feint. War King can provide up to a 7 value defense, which is great against those high damage dealing foes. And you're going to want to mitigate as much damage as possible and gain rage while only taking 1 to 2 damage. Any higher than that, that's actually more at a cost for Beowulf to gain the rage, and it actually puts him at a deficit throughout the game. And moving on to the third lesson, scheme usage. Beowulf has 3 different types of schemes. Now, using these at the right time is very impactful. Using Remnant of Valor with Wiglaf to help give Beowulf that 3rd rage that he needs to beef up a nice attack is great because you gain that action from the card, and then you can, boom, wallop that person in the head with a nice meaty swing, and then be able to run away if you need to. Vigor and Courage is also an amazing scheme. Removing a random card out of someone's hand, not even giving them the choice. You're coming in so fast, attacking them with this Vigor and Courage that they don't have enough time to prepare themselves, and you gain that additional rage, which is great. And then finally, Golden Drinking Horn gives Beowulf a few options, like I said before, movement, healing, and card draw to refill that hand. It's an amazing, amazing card as well. So you have these 3 amazing schemes, but you have to try to find the right times in order to use them. So make sure if you're low on health, use the horn to heal. If you need to get away from your opponent and get up next to them, use the horn to move. If you're actually low in cards in your hand, use it to draw cards, okay? Use that rage to your benefit, with these schemes. And those are all your lessons today on Beowulf. Go home. You better study up or I'm going to get angry with you. Get the heck out of my classroom. Bell's going to ring. Welcome to the BS Awards, where every award matters.
Nope.
So let's not waste any more time, and welcome to the stage, Seeger!
All right, thank you, Boomy, and I am here to present the award for the best attack. And the winner is Ancient Heirloom, a base 3-value attack card that can increase up to 8 if you use Rage. This sword can slash through any monster that gets Beowulf angry. Boomy, what do you have for best defense?
The best defense award goes to Equal of Grendel, a 3-value defense card with incredible damage potential, showing Beowulf's willingness to fight on even ground, even though his opponent may be bigger than him. What's the best versatile, Segan?
The winner for best versatile card is going to be War King, a base 1-value versatile card, but potentially becomes a 7-value attack or defense card, which makes Beowulf one of the most powerful warriors in history. Boomy, what do you have for best scheme?
The best scheme, Segan. Let me see here. Yes. It is Vigor and Courage. This scheme removes potentially strong cards out of your opponent's hand for Rage. A fine trade that makes this card one of your opponents to fear when they play against Beowulf.
That's a great choice for best scheme, especially considering that it's wrong. The actual best scheme in this deck, the Golden Drinking Horn. This scheme provides you with so many options. You can heal, you can draw cards, you can move on the board. It's a great card to fit pretty much any situation. It's that simple. That's why it's the best scheme.
Well, thank you for stopping by, folks. I'm glad that you guys got to see these amazing awards that we had to present to you. Now go home and please go to sleep.
All right, Boomy, it's that time again. We've analyzed the deck. We've gone to school. And now it's time to bring it all together for the big question. Is Beowulf competitive?
Great question, Segan.
Thank you.
Just a wonderful question. My thing is that Beowulf can be competitive. I think Beowulf has enough things to be competitive, but he's going to struggle against probably a majority of the matchups he sees. He's gonna have to have the perfect lineup for him to actually win any sort of tournaments or anything like that.
Okay, so if we're talking top 10, is he going to fall? Is he going to fall within your top 10?
I may not have him there.
Okay.
The game's growing, right? Like we have more and more heroes that are being added to the game. The play style that he has, it's not going to do so well against some of these newer heroes that are actually going to have much more of a viable chance within tournaments going up into the future. So
you kind of see
him in my top 10.
Got you. Yeah. So you kind of see him as one of these heroes that are going to fall victim to power creep for the new Marvel heroes and the new stuff coming down.
Yeah, I do see that just because, his rage mechanic is great, but then there's like more people like She-Hulk and stuff like that that can deal like a 9 value attack. Like to him, like it's going to hurt. And like people are going to be able to get higher value attacks for a lot less of a cost. And it's going to make it much more difficult to balance that out for him and be able to, stay alive, especially for him and Wiggloff. In conclusion, Beowulf is the hero of the Danes, a warrior with incredible ferocity that took down the mighty Grendel and powerful Golden Dragon. In Unmatched, he's a raging sword wielder with a supportive sidekick that'll make his epic last stand become legend.